The golden sun slowly began to rise above the calm waves of the sea. The air smelled of salt and freshness, and the sound of gulls echoed in the morning sky. On the edge of a small fishing village, where simple wooden houses stood and boats rested on the shore, lived a poor fisherman named Ibrahim. Ibrahim was not wealthy. He owned just a small boat, a few nets, and a tiny hut where his wife and two children waited for him every evening. What he lacked in money, he made up for in peace. Each day, he would wake before dawn, push his boat into the ocean, and fish only enough to feed his family and perhaps sell a little at the village market. By noon, he was back, resting under the shade of a palm tree, laughing with his children, playing the flute he had inherited from his father. To many outsiders, he was poor. To himself, he was rich in time, peace, and love. One morning, as Ibrahim sat on the shore mending his nets, a luxury car rolled into the village. It was black, shiny, and unlike anything the villagers had ever seen. Out of the car stepped a tall man in an expensive suit. His shoes looked like they had never touched dust before, and his watch sparkled like a star. He was known as Malik Khan, one of the richest men in the city, owner of businesses, lands, and properties. Villagers whispered to one another in amazement. Why had a man so rich and powerful come to their humble village? Malik Khan walked toward the fisherman and said, "Are you Ibrahim, fisherman everyone talks about?" Ibrahim smiled humbly. "Yes, sir, I am just a fisherman. How can I help you?" Malik looked at him with curiosity. "Every time I come to this side of the coast, I hear stories about you. How you are always singing, how you return home early, how you never seem worried about money. And yet," he looked at the small boat and the torn nets, "you live in poverty. Tell me, why are you so content with so little?" Ibrahim chuckled softly. "Because I have all I need. The sea gives me enough fish to feed my family, and I have time to enjoy with them. What more could I ask for?" The rich man frowned. "But don't you want more? If you worked harder, bought more fish, and sold them in the market, you could buy a bigger boat. The bigger boat could catch even more fish. Soon, you could own several boats. You could hire men to fish for you. Eventually, you could build a company, become wealthy like me." Ibrahim raised an eyebrow. "Then what?" Malik said proudly. "Then you could relax, spend time with your family, and live in peace." Ibrahim laughed, a deep, hearty laugh that surprised the rich man. "That is exactly what I am doing now, sir. I don't need to wait for years to live in peace. I already have peace today." The rich man stood silent for a moment, unable to reply. Though the conversation ended there, Malik Khan could not stop thinking about the fisherman. That night, in his grand mansion with glittering chandeliers and marble floors, he tossed and turned in bed. Despite all his wealth, he felt restless. He had everything a man could desire: cars, businesses, servants, but not once could he remember the last time he had laughed like Ibrahim, freely and without worry. The next day, Malik returned to the village. He saw Ibrahim sitting under a palm tree, eating fish with his children, laughing as his son told him a silly joke. For a moment, Malik felt envy. He had wealth, but not this joy. He asked, "Ibrahim, don't you ever dream of living in a mansion like mine, traveling the world, owning luxuries?" Ibrahim looked at the ocean waves. "Dreams are good, sir, but not all dreams are worth chasing. What good is a mansion if it feels empty? What good is traveling if your heart is tired? And what good is luxury if it steals your peace?" The rich man felt a strange pain in his chest, as though Ibrahim's words had pierced straight into his soul. One evening, as Ibrahim prepared his boat, dark clouds gathered over the horizon. The villagers warned him, "Don't go today, a storm is coming." But Ibrahim needed to catch at least a few fish, for his daughter was sick, and they needed money for medicine. The storm struck quickly, thunder roaring and waves rising like mountains. Ibrahim's small boat was tossed about like a toy. Just when it seemed he would be swallowed by the sea, bright lights cut through the darkness. It was Malik Khan's yacht. Malik had been at sea for leisure when he spotted Ibrahim's struggling boat. Without hesitation, he ordered his men to rescue him. They pulled Ibrahim aboard, shivering and soaked, but alive. That night, as they sat inside the warm cabin of the yacht, Malik looked at him and said, "Ibrahim, you risked your life for just a few fish." Ibrahim sighed. "Because my daughter needed medicine. For me, even a few fish can mean life for my family." Malik fell silent again. His millions in the bank had never been used for anything beyond his own pleasures. This fisherman risked death for his family. Days passed. Malik began visiting the village more often. He brought medicine for Ibrahim's daughter, clothes for his children, and even food supplies. At first, Ibrahim refused, saying, "I cannot take charity." Malik insisted, "This is not charity, this is friendship." Slowly, Malik started to learn from Ibrahim the beauty of sitting by the sea, the peace of watching a sunset, laughter of family meals. And Ibrahim learned from Malik too, the importance of thinking ahead, planning for the future. One day Malik confessed, "Ibrahim, I have spent my whole life chasing money. My heart was empty. You with so little have what I never found. Peace. Tell me, how do I live like you?" Ibrahim smiled. "By learning to want less, not more. True wealth is not counted in gold, but in time, health, and love." Years later, people still spoke of the friendship between the rich man and the poor fisherman. Malik Khan reduced his business empire and began spending more time by the sea, helping the village, building schools, and supporting families. Ibrahim continued his simple life, but now his children had opportunities he never dreamed of. And whenever someone asked them what they had learned from each other, they would both reply, "The rich man taught the fisherman to dream bigger. The fisherman taught the rich man to live better." Because in the end, the true measure of wealth is not how much money you have, but how much peace lives in your heart.